the 1-0 Lambton Lions here on We Digital. Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's coverage of OCAA basketball on We Digital. We're glad to have you with us from the St Clair Sportsplex here in the Rose City. The Lambton Lions coming into tonight already with one game through the books, led by Journey Joseph. Journey Joseph picking up 33 points and 12 rebounds to start off the campaign already. The fifth-year senior looking to keep it up. He'll be in the lineup tonight alongside Tyrell Miller. Keep an eye as well on number 1, Binagu Gakira. The big man is Samuel Barber-Tunde Shawami. And rounding out the lineup, Georgi Nanyalkov. They're led by head coach James Grant. As let's take a glance over to St. Clair as they look to introduce their lineup, featuring Josiah Deere, Jalen Harmon, Terrence Williams, Darnell Petty, and a newcomer for St. Clair, Shaq Price, a transfer over from the University of Windsor. One of its stars looks to shine bright. Let's listen in. Coaches for St. Clair, once again, Brennan Segan and Matthew Sykes, the co-head coaches of the program. Both teams just moments away from getting underway here in the Rose City. Tonight's officials, Sean McKibben, Matt Kinnett, and Mike Mitchell. St. Clair looking to back things up from what they did last season, and more so. 6th in the nation, the silver medalists for the OCAA last year, and the national silver medalists. They look to see if they can top that and see if this is the year they pick up their first gold since 67-68. St. Clair in white, green, and yellow tonight. Lambton in their blue jerseys with the white trim. Jalen Harmon sets up in the jump circle at center. Jump against the 6'10" big man from Nigeria, Barber-Tunde Shawami. OCAA men's basketball is underway from Windsor. Quickly sped around to the outside. Darnell Petty, 3, starts off with a miss for 20-22-23. Keeping it slow tempo for their first possession offensively. Setting high screen. Barber-Tunde Shawami trying to open up space for Miller. Miller trying to pass it off left. Joseph, open 3, no good. Picked up by Petty. High tempo to start for St. Clair. Petty trying to pass it outside, deflected out. St. Clair ball still, 18 seconds on the shot clock. St. Clair trying to break through to the win column after 2 straight losses in the preseason finales. Keep in mind, had that solid campaign last year, one of the best in years. On the outside, Deere, 3, good. Josiah Deere starts off the scoring with a 3 outside. 50 seconds in, trying to get the steal, jump ball situation. Possession arrow, Lambton. Lions coming into this matchup 1-0 after beating Redeemer by 3 on the 22nd. Look at the previous play. Deere from fairly deep. Live action, 8 on the shot clock, turned over. Rerun the intended target on the pass. Just past a minute in here on We Digital. Deer, 3, too strong. Picked down by Babatunde Shawami. Looking down low, using the size, but off the front of the rim. Sped up by the Saints. Trying to work left, travel called on Josiah Deer. A little bit choppy so far. St. Clair lost their top scorer from last season, their 6th all-time scorer, David Gomez Jr., to graduation, barring 6 players for this season. 3 no good by the Lions. Fresh 14 on the reset. Down low in the traffic, it's good. Dakira. Petty speeds it back. Now Shaq Price. Trying to work the pick and fade. Trying to find separation to Deer now in. Back outside. Jalen Harmon. Swish. A 6-2 run to start in the first 2 minutes for the Saints. Joseph looking for his first shot of the night. Gives it off. Miller. Guarded by Petty. Keeping it low tempo. Working high post. Yelkov. 6'7" forward. Spins it in. Fades it away. Bounces all the way around. No good. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by St. Clair. 14 on the shot clock on the reset. Setting up from the baseline. Up for the post. Joseph gives it off to Miller. 8 on the shot clock. Miller, step back 3 in Shaq Price's face. Yes. That breaks up the run. Miller with his first bucket of the night. The other end. There's one around the outside. Price taking a 3. Front rim no good. Moved up by Joseph. Down low. With contested defense, the second chance no good. Picked up by Harmon this time on the glass. Bounce pass, the drive, no good from Terrence Williams. Miller swings it around the wing. Just past 3 minutes into the first quarter on We Digital. 6-5, St. Clair. Stripped away by Price. Up the floor, the drive, the bucket, Williams. Terrence Williams, the 4th-year eligible player from Windsor, with the layup. Slow down the tempo. Dakira poking forward. Whistle. Deer in vicinity. Josiah Deer caught for his first personal of the season. First team foul of the game. Look at the previous play. Going from right to left. Joseph on the defense. Joseph trying to set up the inbound. Gets it back after the quick pass. Joseph, poked back, guarded by Williams. 7 on the shot clock. Goes down low. Babatunde Shawami. No good. Whistle called for a push. Offensive foul. Goes back the other direction. Foul going to get to Ed Yalkov. His first team foul of the night. St. Clair is short-handed for tonight. Scratch for tonight, Chad Vincent Simon to injury. Outside, Deer, 3, swish. Josiah Deer, the microwave, with 6 points to start tonight. Past 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. 11-5, St. Clair. Joseph kicks it out. The Keyrock contested 3, back, yes. 3-point lead for St. Clair. Deer poked around, turnover down the baseline. back the other direction. Lions setting up for the play up top. Akira breaks the play, takes the three. Akira taking the tray. The other way. Deer, three, no. Personal on the battle for the rebound. Inbound coming baseline. Look at the previous play. Deer on the defense. The quick size, the quick pull, the quick drag. And Yankov now caught for a second personal. And Jerry Wilson, hometown player from Detroit, into the game for the first time, first sub. Petty tries to drive. Foul called before a shot attempt. And they'll reset baseline. Wilson straight into the game, caught for his first personal. 3 team fouls now for the Lions. Approaching halfway to this first. Harmon, Price. Price very quiet at the debut. Tries to wake it up. Gets the bucket. Jack Price watches the tray on the other end of Wilson. High tempo offense flying through this one. Price trying to drive again. Same play, this time travel. Look at what Price did the previous time. Able to cut his way past 3 defenders. That's his bread and butter from the University of Windsor-Lancer squad. Quickly setting back up the Lions. Wilson drawing contact on the 3-point shot. Petty called for the personal. First personal, second team foul. That brings up Wilson to the stripe. Wilson, his third-year eligibility, 5'11" guard. Makes the first. Second one drops as well. And substitutions coming in for St. Clair for the first time for their side this season. Miles Hall in for Josiah Deere. Early full stand setting up here and a quick whistle. And it looks like they will set back up as they had not done all 3 free throws. Now they've got them. Now they're good. 4-point lead. Price. Back to his hot spot. This time passes it off. Harmon. Worked out to Price. Takes the 3. Swish. Price with 5 this quarter. We moved over to Wilson. Slowed down by Miller. Back to Wilson. Wilson, the pass. The drive, the bucket. Babatunde Shawami. Price pulling up for 3. Yes, sir! Shaq Price with 8 points in the past 2 minutes. Pass down low, nearly turned over. Joseph tries to Euro step in. Right hand, yes. Points flying now in this one. 21-19 Lambton. Approaching 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Hall works from the top. Tries to pass inside. Harmon, acrobatic passes all the way around to Price. Yes, sir! What an effort from Harmon. Back down low. Harmon caught for the personal. Harmon's first. 13 foul. And Price able to get wide open. Coming in part, mainly, should say, from the effort down the baseline. Timeout called for the first time this season by coaches Segan and Sykes. Let's take a look at some of the players from the recruiting class. Amongst them, Adam Masloom. Amongst the new recruits also brought in, coming over from the community college scene, once again, Mid-Michigan Community College's Tim Stewart. Also coming in on that side, William Buffet. That does not include, of course, players such as Price, as well as Tutu Chingati, part of this year's squad, as well as Adam Masloom. In the midst of our first timeout of the night, 22-21 the score. Those just tuning in, it has been a barn burner here on We Digital tonight. Multiple threes picked up by Price in the past couple minutes after starting off slow, turning it up like a microwave as well. Double-digit point score for the University of Windsor Lancers last season. Solid distribution as well as a passer. Team that is led by Thomas Kennedy, getting ready for their start of the season soon. About 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. 1 point advantage for the Saints. Highgriff. Back underway. Once the substitutions coming in after the timeout. Trevor Grant in for Lambton. Whistle calling on the pass. Push. Shaq Price called for his first. Next one puts St. Clair over the limit. Once the changes for St. Clair. Ani Ijulu coming in. 6 on the shot clock. Stepping back, Miller off the spin. Can't get it. Price now takes it up. Back and forth, Price. Outside Hall. Trying to cut it out to Harmon. Harmon squaring up, squaring it in. Another three for St. Clair as they continue to rain down. Part of their bread and butter last season. Joseph through traffic. My goodness, yes. Journey Joseph during Journey Joseph things. Coming up to 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Williams. Quick pass, Harmon. Hall steps all the way out to the arc. Tries to cut back in. Pass back out. Pass back in. Harmon. Up and spin. Up and fade. No on the bank. Good on the putback. Ijulu. Lambton trying to play high tempo outside of when Miller has held the ball. With it, John Akendi. Back to Joseph with a man in his face. Doesn't matter. Hall brings it back up. Screen up top, bullet pass, too strong to Harmon. Substitution coming in, Petty is back in. And Shaq Price coming out. Look at the previous play. Hall very close, within 6 inches. Miller takes it up. Miller speeds it out. For the three, Wilson, no good. Picked up in the traffic by Julu. Petty kicks it back around Williams, off to Hall. Scans it out to Petty. Petty drives it up to the top. Bouncing back. Hall with 9 on the shot clock. Out to Josiah Deere. No. Petty picks up the fresh reset. Hall tries to go for the up and clutch. No. Wilson able to break away from the strip. Joseph steps left. Petty may have gotten a piece of that one. Down to the final 24 seconds. 3-second difference shot clock and game clock. Williams slowing it down. 10 on the shot clock. Now moved around the outside part of the arc. Out to Deere. With the pump. With the shot. Too strong. Put back. Rejected. Lambton keeps it alive. Final shot of the corner from near half court, no good. And after 10 minutes of play, the offense has come out to play for both sides, 27-26 after one. A look back over at the coaching staff for the Lions, led by James Grant in his 15th season. He's gone into a barn burner with the hometown Saints in this one so far. 27-26 the score here on We Digital. Just Prince with you from the St Clair Sportsplex. Here for this one. Hello, everyone. It's been an exciting one, to say the very least, so far in this matchup. The points flying from multiple different sources. Shaq Price with 11 points, leading the way for the Saints. Remind you that the CJFL semifinals coming up this Saturday. So be taking on the Okanagan Sun. The St Clair Saints will be. Catch that at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time on WeDigital.ca. Just about all set to go to begin this second quarter. Both teams shooting around 45-50%. 45 from Lambton, 50 from St. Clair. St. Clair starting off with the ball. Start off with Shaq Price to lead off the offense. Lined up alongside Tim Stewart for the first time tonight. Sia Deer. Petty rounding up the lineup. That man. Nani Ijulu, who doesn't get it. Second chance. Deer. No. The rebound machine picks up a second chance and a third chance. Price, drive, fourth chance, no. Fifth chance, now it goes. Sayadair. 3-point lead for the Saints. Just about a minute into this second quarter here on We Digital. Miller, thought about the shot, takes the drive instead. Bounces away, picks up a second chance on the float back, yes. Miller with 5 this game. Oh, and miscommunication. Price trying to bounce it up to someone not looking. For 3, yes, Lambton takes advantage. Wilson with 9 already. On the outside. Playing formation for Stewart. Takes left, gives it right. Deer to Petty. 7 on the shot clock. Petty the fade. Not getting the bounce though. Second chance on the bunny. Deer to the line. Kira called for the personal. His first team foul of the quarter. Substitution coming in, Harmon. Coming in. Coming out, Julu. Julu already near double-digit rebounds. Side here missing the first. One of the top offensive sources for St. Clair last season. Known more so for his three-point shooting that comes in bunches. The nickname, the Microwave, comes from. 1 for 2 at the stripe. A 1-point lead for the Lions now. Moved up quickly for the drive. Too strong. Picked up by Barbatunde Shawami. A whistle called on the pass out. Inbound coming. Lambton. 16 on the shot clock to work with as it goes back to Wilson. Give it off to Miller. Aggressive battle on the high post. Barbertune Shawami over top. Harmon can't get it. Second chance. Count the basket. And one. Harmon caught for his second personal. First team foul in the second quarter. Tune Shawami coming off a near double-double last time out. 14 points, 8 rebounds to start off the season. With Harmon picking up a second personal, Julu will come in for Harmon. Complete the N1 sequence. Yes. On the outside, Stewart takes it inside the arcs, one around to Price. Price tries to drive it in through 3 Lambton Lions, but picks up a whistle. Foul this time coming from the right side. That time, that is John Akendi, who gets caught for the personal, the third-year player from Father Henry Carr. Well, 2 minutes into this second quarter now. Pass to Hall, and that called against Gakira this time. That's a second personal. 3 team fouls again for the Lions already. Here this time the inbound. Deer gives it off to Price. Back out Deer. Hot spot. Cooking. Side Deer now up to 10 points this game. Joseph. Very quiet for the most part. Still 7 points despite that. He rolls it in. Ties it for a team high. His Lions still lead by 3. Hall. Looking outside on the pass. Deer having to cut around. Price resets it. 8 on the shot clock. Directing traffic. Out to Deer. This time contested. This time no good on the quick shot. Moved up by Kendi. Around the corner. Joseph. Stepping left. Guarded by Hall. Kira. Hand on it. No whistle. Outside. Rolls out for Wilson. Hall trying to bring tempo. Price. Moving right. Whistle on the cut. Already approaching the bonus. Wilson caught for the personal. His second, team 4th. Williams back in. Hall, wide open by a mile, can't take advantage. Price can't get the rebound, goes off his hand. Timeout called, Lambton. Coach Grant not happy with what he just seen defensively. They'll be having the discussion for the next minute after that one. Upcoming St Clair Saints webcast. Next time you catch basketball, Saturday, November the 5th. Times have shuffled from previous notes to 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. the Sunday after. Conestoga comes down for volleyball. Start off those broadcasts, 1 and 3 p.m., the scheduling slate. And then, the following weekend, men only. Keep that in mind for Saturday, November the 12th. Canadors in town with the Panthers as they look try and take a swat. 2 p.m. Eastern time. Look over at St. Clair's bench. They trail by 3. What has been a back and forth affair so far. Scoring swing like a pendulum swing. Price being one of the main distribution marks throughout this one. Josiah Deer being one of the main hotspot men from outside. So far, a collective effort for Lambton's offense. compared to the previous game where Joseph had the 33 points. Taken up by Miller. Back outside arc, setting up the play. Trying to drive. No good on the first chance. Second chance, yes. Baratune Shawami right there. Approaching 4 minutes into the second quarter here on We Did It All. Hall, wide open, the drive, the bucket says no. Jewell not able to take advantage of the wide open play. Too strong of the pass on the other end. But they say it did get a piece of a Saint. Coming baseline, 19 on the shot clock. Now trying to go short. Instead, draws a whistle. Jewell right there in the vicinity. He's caught for his first personal. Second team foul. Working fast. Joseph. Triple, no. Quickly moved up by Deer. Ijulu. Soft touch on the dunk. 3-point lead still for the Lions. Miller outside. Joseph, 3. Doesn't roll. Baratune Shawami there to cook. 9 points this game. Hall. Trying to call for help, doesn't get it. Moves in on the pass. Jewell steps to the spot. Price steps into the 3. Yes, sir! Back on the other end. The defense trying to react fast. Price rips it down. Price using the speed outside. Corner, 3, front rim. Miller rips it down this time, but deflected out. Substitution Petty. Timeout called St. Clair. Coach Brennan Segan not happy after the previous play. That play, a little bit on the happier side. Coaching staff again calling the breather. Let's take a look at some of the athletes of the week. There were 4 for October 17th to 23rd, part because of the championships for baseball and softball. Hunter Applewood led the charge, and men's baseball on the way to an OCAA gold medal on their home field. Brenna Kressler down in London picked up a gold medal for the Saints. An undefeated year. Sunil Sam also leading the way in soccer, seen there with 2 goals. Previous playoff matchup over the weekend. Oh, and by the way, Shannon Coffey also picking up the nod in golf. That tournament taking place in the GTA region over the past weekend as well. Brent Segan, very vocal in the huddle this time. Still a 2-point game for the Lions over the Saints. About 5 minutes to go in the first half. Be sure to stick around at halftime. Join us for halftime coverage. Dominic Papa, as he'll be discussing things. Some of the coaches throughout this one as well will be breaking down the halftime stats for tonight. Back underway. Joseph swings it to Miller. Miller tries to pass it down low. Whistle called back the other way. And Yankov out of bounds. On the floor for St. Clair, Price. Williams, long side, Ijulu, joined by Petty and Deer. Williams taking the jumper, can't get it to swish. Back into the mid-range, out to Deer, 4-3, no. Second chance, yes. Ijulu getting the putback, ties it up at 40. Size up in the drive-in. Stripped away by Price. Price up to Petty. The pass goes out of bounds off of Williams. Bound coming up for Lambton. An update for St. Clair. Men's soccer in their season is done. They lost today. The OCAA tournament down at Humber's campus today, 2-1 to Seneca. Score update as part of their championship journey this weekend. Under 4 minutes to go here in this half. The roll in, low post, yes. Nedyamkov. Twice bouncing over to Williams. Ijulu to Deer. Back around Williams. Quick passing this time. Williams back to Price. 7 seconds to work with. Pulls up for 3 off the front rim. The put back. Ijulu again. Ijulu, the rebounding machine, continues to eat the glass offensively. 42 all. Miller. High screen set. Tries to pass it to the corner. Separation for the shot. No good. Out of bounds off of Williams again. And Hall now coming in. Hall subbed in for Deer. Inbound quick. Akira. Miller. On the outside. Akende. Akende getting the jumper. Yes. This game has stayed within a 1-possession score just about the entire night. Hall swings it back the other way to a 1-point game. Miller. Skins. Kakira. Down low post. Compound to pass it out. Joseph. Sizing back. Sizing forward. Call for the carry. Goes back the other direction. A substitution coming in Grant as a result. Look at the previous scoop and layup. All picking up the bucket in the traffic. The third-year player from Pine Ridge Secondary. Hall sets up this offense. Set by Jewel. Gives it off to his former high school teammate. Price tries to cut. Ijul again there for the layup down the baseline. Under 2 minutes to work with in the first half of play. Joseph tries to burst out off the pass. No good. Joseph on the second chance. Can't get it to drop either. Price quickly gets it up to Petty. Down on the drive. Williams again too strong. Joseph. Manned up and swatted down by Ijulu. And a whistle before the pass attempt by Price as he gets hugged by a Lion. Kira there on the swing in. Look at previous block, getting a piece of it on the right hand. That whistle putting Lambton over the limit. St. Clair in the bonus for the next minute and 28 seconds for Shaq Price. Shaq Price, 14 points so far. Missing the first 2. Leading the scoring effort for St. Clair so far tonight. Second one's good. Into the game, Adam Kislinski for Lambton. Setting up near side corner. High screen, set on the far side. Petty falls down. Miller tries to spin it in. Play from behind Grant. Grant to the line. Williams play right there with the body. Williams called for his first personal. 13 foul. See Coach Sykes. In this case, the first free throw, meanwhile, drops. Grant, one of the plethora of first years on the roster, one of the few on the active one. Mississauga missing the second. Petty. Down low, Ejulu again, yes! Ejulu cooking with gas, he's got 12. Petty swarms Miller. On the outside, working towards the paint. To Journey, Joseph. Joseph avoids the reach, tries to cut in, will go to the line for his efforts to shoot 2. This time, Ejulu gone for the personal, his second. Joseph with a chance to move to double-digit points on the night with this trip to the stripe. Make it the first of 2. He's named his program's top athlete last season for his scoring efforts, one of the top scorers. Program from Brampton. Both free throws good. And into the game, that is William Buffon coming in for Ejulu. 4 inches separate their size difference. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Hall tries to dunk it, but lost the ball. St. Clair keeps it. Vaughn gets it off to Petty. Out to Price. Back along the outside. Buffon. And out. Back the other way. Lambton with a chance for a 2-for-1. Trying to find the right opportunity. Joseph to Miller. Miller, there's the bump. He takes it himself through traffic. Can't get it. Second chance. Grant stripped. Shot clock is off. Price slowing it down for what may be the final shot of the half. And instead, a reach in. Kislinski caught for the first personal. Lambton is over the limit. Price to the line to shoot 2 as a result of the reach in, but the third-year player from Hamilton. As talked about, multiple players in the past couple seasons came from one of the successful OFSA teams, Pine Ridge. Class with Josiah Deere a part of that. Shaq Price, Darnell Petty, a couple others. Price hooking up with his former high school teammate as part of this shuffle over from the university to the college. He makes the second. 3-point lead. Lambton calls a timeout. Look at the pass play. See Shaq Price setting up the dime. The pick and roll sequence. Julu in the double-double conversation with the rebounding. Earlier tonight, Fanshawe beat Conestoga 84-68 in women's basketball action. For those who tuned in earlier as well, St. Clair dropped to 0-1 to start off their silver medal defense. 71-57. St. Clair roster with 9 active tonight. Meanwhile, the men's game for Conestoga Fanshawe, 32-31 the score, but halfway through the second quarter there. Let's look at the scoring updates from out of town and OCAA action. On faces and some of the Lambton Lions, they led by as much as 4 points in this first half. St. Clair's been able to swing the lead to their direction by 3. Young fans, entertain veteran officials discussing things as we get ready for the final 10.9 seconds of half number 1. Lambton trying to work quick. Trying to get it to Joseph. They turn it over. Joseph had a shot towards the corner. Instead, St. Clair now with the chance for the final shot. Buffon shuffling in. Deere coming in. Outside shooters coming in. Hall coming out. 6.2 seconds to work with. Price down to 4. Price coast to coast for the layup. And that ends off the first half. St. Clair leads by 5 at the half. Halftime coverage coming up right after this. You're watching We Digital.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex OCAA men's basketball action here on We Digital Productions. We kick into our halftime report, and I'll tell you what, if you're just tuning in, you missed a dandy first half. The Saints are leading the Lambton Lions 53-48, but this game obviously still very much up for grabs. Exciting basketball in that first half. Very happy to be joined by the assistant coach of the Lambton Lions, Keith Consisms. I want to make sure I say that right. I don't want to
That's okay.
upset you here, Coach. I'll just call you Coach C, okay?
That's great.
We just before going on air, we both agreed that first half was pretty exciting. What did you think of it?
It was great. It was up and down like we thought it'd be. St. Clair's ranked high for a reason. They have great shooters, as you can see. Number 11, I mean, he lit us up real well.
One of their new players, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And we didn't do too bad either, though. We punched back and we held up our end of the bargain as well. So we're happy with that. But we still have a second half to go here. So.
Yeah, and I think if you're coming in out of town like this, and you know, as you mentioned, St. Clair I think is ranked number 6, and you know we're in the early stages of everything here, of course. But you know they're going to be a quality team if they're ranked, and to come away just down 5 points, I think. You and Coach Grant must be have to be pretty happy with that.
We're very happy about the effort that we're putting forward, and we're a new group too, trying to get used to each other as well. We've got a lot of new pieces from last year's team as well. So we're happy, but we can always do better, right? We're just going into November, so we've got a lot of work to do. So
spoken like a true coach. We always can do better, right? So. Is this expected? Like your team, I'm very impressed. And is this what you and Coach Grant are expecting from your team? This type of play?
We want to play fast, but we also want to play smartly. We're really trying to work on getting those pieces together, and it's coming. You can see sometimes out there we're a little rusty. We're not sure where everybody needs to be, but overall we're making some progress. The pieces are there for us to keep moving forward.
Obviously, you know, when you go into a new season, you have your camp or, you know, the players you recruit come in and you put this thing together and you kind of, I'm sure you and Coach Grant and the rest of the staff have kind of projected things where you need to develop, where you put together the games, take them one by one, but obviously have goals set for each game. What is the goal for this team? Is it to get in the playoffs, to get a medal? What's the realistic goal here?
I think the first thing is to just mesh, right? Get a good rotation of 8-9 guys going, and then really right now for at least till January, we're taking one game at a time. If you look at the rankings, our division, every game's going to be hard. We just finished a hard one against Redeemer. We came out with a win there. we're fooling ourselves if we're looking too far ahead.
Yeah.
We really got to look finish this game today, and then we're on to another game. So we're just, ironically, we're just taking taking it one game at a time, as most football coaches say. So
yeah. Maybe not for the coaches, but for the players, this has got to be great to have a competitive game every time you hit the court.
Yeah.
For the coaches, it gives them the gray hair, or you lose your hair. But
absolutely.
But although, Coach, you got a good head of hair still, so
lots of gray hairs though.
But it's still there. It's all there. That's a good thing. But
yeah.
How good is that for the league, the OCAA, to have this competitive level of basketball at game in and game out?
Well, you saw it last year, right?
Yes.
Top two teams in our OCAA division were the top two teams in the country.
Yes.
And I can probably, without saying, bragging about our division and our OCAA, I can see the same thing happening again. Okay, it's a battle of attrition, right? Nothing's won in November, right? So you're going to see good teams, well coached, playing hard, and fighting each other tooth and nail. So your viewers should be coming in every week, and they'll be seeing a hard fought teams come and play.
Well, looks like you got a good team here, Coach. And
thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the season.
Appreciate
your time here tonight.
Right. And, thank you.
And really enjoyed this.
Thank you,
Coach Keith Consism. Coach C. We're just going to leave it at that, helping us out here at halftime. Quick timeout. No break. They don't want me to. I don't want Matt. I'm okay, guys. We're okay. We're good. We're going to come back with Doug Wiseman, the softball coach, after this. You're watching OCAA basketball on We Digital Productions. Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex here in beautiful Windsor, Ontario. We are featuring OCAA men's basketball action here tonight. The St. Clair men hosting the Lambton Lions. The men leading by 5, 53-48 after the first half. We're going to take a break from basketball for just a moment because if you're following St. Clair College sports, last weekend was just an amazing weekend for the college. 3 Ontario titles. One of those titles, the women's softball team. What a dominant season. A perfect 32-0 this year. They win the Ontario Championship in London on the weekend. This guy right here, the head coach, Doug Wiseman, led this team. Congratulations to you, Coach Wiseman. And you've had a few days to let this all sink in. And how have you been able to put this season in perspective and just how great it was?
I'm still trying to, Dom. It's a perfect segue to what you're talking about, though, with the perfect season. I really liked our chances of dominating the season. I kind of didn't let on that, but this team had focus, and the reflection of it now is like it's almost surreal of what we accomplished. Our expectations were super high, and we achieved what we set out to achieve.
And that's great. I mean, I know I got to talk to you throughout the season, and you mentioned, the recruiting went really well. You brought in a couple of key players to an already very good lineup. And you set the bar really high, and you knew that you were hosting the Nationals here at St. Clair. You took care of business there, and then, of course, the Ontarios. But, to set the bar that high is certainly taking a chance, is it not?
It is, but it's who I am.
Yeah.
I keep getting reminded by assistant coach Alex, I am the thermometer at times. So it doesn't always go great, even though it looks like it's going great, but the expectations are very high, and I expect a lot out of myself, and the players expect a lot of themselves. So collectively, we have high expectations.
We know how good the talent was that you assembled on the field. We watched them game in and game out, and they just an amazing team to watch every game. You just were always in awe of what they did on the field. But what else made this team special, Coach? Is there something maybe off the field that just made them even that much better?
This team, they care about each other. They hang out together. A lot of it has to do with some of the female coaches we have that bring them together. They do a lot of extracurriculars. They're early to practice. They want to practice. If I even think about canceling a practice, I kind of get rode pretty good. So we put one optional practice this year, and everybody showed up.
Wow.
So, I mean, they love to play. We love to coach them. And it's proven the pudding. It's just they're very, very caring kids. The character on the team is second to none, and that's first and foremost, and that basically shows how they displayed themselves on the diamond.
So a lot of people would say, Coach Wiseman, that Coach Wiseman just had to put the lineup out there, didn't have to do much else. I never believe in that. Even when I think about the Oilers and the Gretzky years, and that Glenn Saylor did an amazing job pushing the right buttons at the right time. Is that the case here with you?
There's a lot of tough decisions with this team, right? We didn't really ride anybody. We spread the pitching around a lot, and for me, I really think it's harder to coach a very talented team than it is the team that's maybe marginal. It's just a lot more to do. Keep everybody in sync, everybody a bit hungry, and this team is they perform that way. No animosity amongst these kids. They pull for each other. Someone comes out, whoever goes in, that player coming out cheers for them just as strongly as the player that went in.
And that starts with the leadership at the top, and that's you, Coach Wiseman. So kudos to you on that. Mentioned you won the Nationals here. What a great tournament that was, and St. Clair did such a great job hosting that thing. Then you go to the Ontarios, and it's a little bit different in softball. I was just always curious how the edge was kept between the Nationals and the Ontarios for the girls, and that they stayed just as hungry for that.
They did. There's a little bit of nerves in the first game, I noticed, and we had to just do a little recheck. And but we're a pretty loose team, and we keep it loose, and we keep it going. One band, one sound, and the kids they responded. But I saw some nerves the first game. We got through fan shot, and we came out and beat during the next game 11-0. Then we had the next day to get ready, and we took care of business there. We just don't give up many runs.
It's just a great team all around. Coach, congratulations also on Coach of the Year, being named Coach of the Year. Team won a number of awards, very well deserved. It was just an amazing storybook year for this team.
I appreciate that. And they're all deserving awards for the players. And no selfishness in that team at all. Yeah. And that's just respect throughout the league, too, on how they are viewed on from the other coaches, too.
Well, again, it starts at the top, and you're the man. So appreciate your time here, Coach. Nice to see you out at a basketball game. Hopefully just going to get some reps.
Got to represent, right?
Yep.
And I want to thank you for all the coverage you did. We've had nothing but props to you, and a lot of super feedback I've received, and everybody's looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to next year.
I'm not even going to go there, Coach. I want you to enjoy this
one.
I'm not either. Okay, we'll just leave it alone. We'll talk later on about all that stuff.
All right.
Doug Wiseman, outstanding year with the women's softball team. A quick timeout. When we come back, Justin Prince will have the stats from the first half and the call of the second. This is OCA men's basketball action on We Digital Productions.
On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded, and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor as we get ready for the start of this second half in what has been a nail-biter between St. Clair and Lambton. Just Prince with you. Let's take a look towards how the halftime stats broke down for this one in what has been very tight. Both teams shooting above 40% so far. Both teams shooting well from beyond the arc in the 40% range as well. 7 for 8, Lambton is from the line so far. 4 for 6 for St. Clair. Turnovers about even. The points off turnovers about even. Not too many differentials as a whole, when you break things down outside of the rebounds, a +5 for St. Clair in that category. That's a look once again at the halftime stats as we get ready for the start of the second half of play here at the St. Clair Sportsplex. These two teams having a lot of scoring as a whole when you break down the players' side too. Shaq Price in his St. Clair debut, 19 points, 6 for 9, shooting 4 for 6 from beyond the arc. 3 steals, 3 assists, 2 rebounds to boot. But the major talking point has been one of the newcomers for the program, Ijulu. 12 points, 11 rebounds, coming in just about 13 minutes so far tonight. We're back underway to start off the second half of play. St. Clair with a 5-point advantage to begin this half. Starting things off with the ball knocked out of bounds on the reach. Kira lined up on the floor alongside Miller. Joseph also back onto the floor. Babatunde, Shawami, and Cobb should say, rounding out the 5. On the drive, charge called. Now we'll go back the other way, and Kira going to have to come out. That's his 4th already. Harmon, you taking the body there. Back in the game, Jerry Wilson. Wilson, keep in mind, led the bench in scoring with 9 points, 2 trades, 9 minutes. St. Clair setting up for their first offensive possession of the half. Harmon off to Petty. Petty with space. Hard contact on the drive at the back end. Wilson there on the defense. Take a look at this. Hard thud coming in from this play. Wilson trying to get the charge back. Instead, a jump ball is the call. Possession arrow St. Clair. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Harmon swings it around quick. Bryce back around dear to Harmon. Harmon for the tray. Yes! Jalen Harmon with 9 so far tonight. Journey Joseph gives it down low, the drive. Count it. In the foul. Opportunity. Shawami going to draw the end. 1 on the sequence. 3 personals now for Harmon. Harmon. 2 Saints in foul trouble. Ijulu also in that mark. Speaking of Ijulu, he's being brought in for Harmon. It's the big man, Babatunde Shawami, making its way to the stripe. Complete the end. 1 gets it. 5-point lead still, just 1 minute into this third quarter. Here on Leeds Digital, Justin Bruce with you from the St. Clair Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario. Bouncing it around. Quick pass. Price thought about it, pulled back. Takes the mid-range instead, drops it. Miller. Guarded by Price. Works back to the inside. And Yelkov. Low post. Late whistle. 2 free throws signaled. Just say, dear. Caught for a second. Team second. Say things up at the stripe. The second drops. Leaves back down to 5. Penny trying to direct traffic. Williams. It around back to Price, back to Williams, back to Deere, back to Price. 10 on the shot clock for Petty. Petty works it out to Williams. He takes the jumper. Doesn't get the lucky roll this time. Williams struggling tonight, 1 for 5. The other end, Wilson, good. Back to a one-possession game. For the jumper in the corner on the roll. Yes, it counts for 3. Petty celebrates the shot at the corner. Back on the other way. Wilson, he looks for another 3, doesn't get the bounce. Deere floats it to Price. Try the alley-oop. Petty still gets the layup. St. Clair now with an 8-point advantage, their largest lead of the game. Smothering defense on the outside of the arc. Joseph, 6 on the shot clock. Wide open, the defense cracks, count it, and 1. A thunderous dunk from Barbertunde Shawami. And now, Ijulu in foul trouble with his 3rd. The and 1 not completed with the free throw. Wilson. Watch as Deere tries to respond for 3, can't. Looking around, Miller sizing up, stepping back, floating back. Off the rim, no good. Back down low with the right hook. Small banker, Nedyankov. Kov with 4 so far tonight. Around for Deere. Back around outside, extra pass, Price, front rim. Petty stripped away. Here comes Lambton. Nedyankov wide open for the layup. 2 hands. Lead trim back down to 2. About 4 minutes into this quarter. Late whistle, charge called. Josiah Deere. He's now got 3 personals. Look at it as there is Deere, and there's the body. And already the tablet popping up. You see the work putting up by Coach Sykes. Miles Hall brought into the game for St. Clair. Chance to tie the game once again here. 2 ties, couple lead changes so far tonight. To tie, no. Jewell again on the rebound, the pass again off of Williams, again out. On up by Joseph. Working is Miller, guarded by Price. High post. Cobb tries to spin it in. Trying to still get the tie. They can't yet. Worked off to Petty. High tempo. Williams fumbles it but drops it. Breaks up the quick run by Lambton. Miller trying to work through defense. Swatted away by Ijulu. Worked for by Petty. Off to Hall. Hall around the corner. Hall on the drive on the right hand. Can't get it to bounce. Knocked out of bounds off Barbertunde Shawami. Substitution coming in. Kendi comes onto the floor with 14 on the shot clock for the Saints. Halfway through this 3rd quarter. 65-61. Quick play off the inbound. Petty. Petty smothering Miller. Working high up, Joseph stripped away, kept alive baseline. Hall strips it away. Hall avoids the reach, Price gives it off to Williams. Williams through the defense off the front of the rim. Sped back by Kendi to the corner. There goes Wilson for the miss. Picked up by Ejul again. Ejul, the rebounding machine, will watch. His work leads to the layup, Williams. Timeout, Lambton. Lambton not happy with what they've seen in this sequence. A score update from out of town. 55-42 Fanshawe with 3 minutes to go in the third. What triggered the timeout? This. Left-handed layup bursting by 2 defenders. Leading by 8 once more in this third quarter. So far, the scoring taking a more even distribution in this third frame for St. Clair. Price, just 2 points in the opening minutes of this half. No double-digit leads so far. St. Clair, chance to dictate the momentum. Lambton with a chance to turn it back their way. .4:15 to go in the third quarter. 69-61 St. Clair. Coming on the floor for St. Clair. Ejulu lined up alongside Price, joined by Williams, Hall, and Deere. Lambton brings Miller out to the court. Kendi lined up alongside Joseph. Barbertune Shawami. And the fade by Joseph. As to those is Wilson. Wilson guarding Hall. Deere back to Hall. Hall wants a pick. Ejulu coming to give it. He gets the roll. Hall takes the drive himself. Doesn't get it. Barbertune Shawami picking up the board. Slowed down by Kendi. Miller gives it off to Wilson. Wilson inside of the arc, doesn't fall. Williams picks up the speed. Deere, extra pass on the bounce. Hall, 3, front rim. Tapped up by Ejulu for the reset. Baseline for Price. Passes it off to Ejulu. Ejulu and Price show continues. Other side, Miller works through on the drive. And the N1 picked up on the wrist. Where does it come? Right about there. Ejulu called for the personal, though, is 4. That brings Harmon back in. Ejulu in foul trouble. Their substitution also brings Nedyalkov in. Completed and won by Miller. Lambton in the bonus for the next 3 minutes. Hall. Pick and roll with Deere. Now takes the cut around. Back to Deere on the fade back out. Takes the drive back in. Yes! Side Deere. 12 points this game. Joseph looking for a response. Draws the double. Gets stripped away by Price. Price off to Harmon. The bounce pass off the tip of his fingers. Yes! Harmon again. Acrobatics down the baseline. 9-point lead, the largest lead for St. Clair. Contested tray drops. On the other end, Price bucket. Count it. And the foul. A substitution coming in, Petty. And look at this sequence. Moments after Yelkov celebrates a tray, he watches Price rip the point tally back the other way. Price makes the end one, 78-69. 2 minutes to play. Press breaking through for a moment. Miller, give it off, Akendi. Through the double strip by Harmon. Here comes Petty, off to Price. Corner, 3, back of the rim. Picked up off the bounce by Miller, stripped back by Petty. Petty, no look pass to Deere, yes sirree. St. Clair with their first double-digit lead of the night. Wilson slows down the tempo. And with Miller, now finds a cutting Joseph too strong. The Lions going ice cold. Deere, Petty, corner, no good. Wilson there for the board this time. Final minute of the third quarter. And off to Miller. We're calling for motion. Yelkov sets up the high screen. Miller takes the 3, swish. Dumped by Price. Off to Harmon. Corner again. Deere pulls the strings, pulls the drive. The putback draws the whistle. Kendi called for his second. Third team foul. Williams going back in. Stewart coming in. 30-burger from Detroit. Look at the last swish from way downtown. Meanwhile, Deere makes the first free throw. 17 points so far tonight. CAE veteran originally coming over during the program. Makes the second. 10-point advantage for St. Clair. Press. Trying to break it. Moves it across the logo. Yelkov tries to get a shove away. Can't get a fade away. Picked up by Harmon. Not able to draw the charges. Lambton. Harmon forced to pass again. Sideline. Keeps it alive. Petty slows it down. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds to go in the third. Harmon sets the moving screen. Poked loose. Down to 3 seconds. From more than half court. No good. And after 3 quarters of play, 82-72. Your score, St. Clair putting on a show with these passes.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
Do you like offense? Do you like points up on the board? Do you like flashy passes? Do you like acrobatics? You've come to the right place. 82-72, entering the fourth quarter here on We Digital. Sports with you. The Saints picking up the first double-digit lead of this game. Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. 3 players have scored just about all the St. Clair points. Shaquille Price, in his debut in the OCAA, 24 points, double-double watch with 7 assists. 18 points for Josiah Deere, 3 triples, 8 rebounds on double-double watch. Then you have Ijulu, 14 points, 14 rebounds. He already had the double-double entering the second half. The one difficult moment is that Ijulu is in foul trouble for personals. 4 personals as well for one of the guards for Lambton, Gakira. Leading the way for Lambton, 4 double-digit scores in the starting 5. Miller Joseph, Tune, Shawami, as well as Nilyakov. We're back underway. Starting things off, the starting 5 for Lambton once more. Joseph, jumper, can't get it to go. Picked up by Deere on the rebound, 1 away from a double-double. Going back on the other end. Joseph, stripped back at the other end. Harmon gives it off to Deere. Looks to make them pay, can't. Rebounded inside. Taken up the court by Joseph. Miller speeds it forward. Right hand push forward, yes. Miller with 13 points this game. Deere off to Williams. Off to Harmon. Plenty of separation. Wide off the arc. Deere has the double-double. That's his 10th rebound with 18 points. The second chance picked up by Williams. Just past 1 minute into the fourth quarter. 84-74. St. Clair the score. Joseph, the tray, misses. Trying to keep it in this time. Deere was stepping on the green paint. Back in the game with this stoppage, Price. Let's take a look. Previous play. Deere picking up the double-double right there. Midst of the traffic. The inbound. 13 seconds, the shot clock to work with. Cobb tries to pass it quick in the midst of traffic. Today Shawamni. It's a second chance, though, knocked out by Price. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Miller. Still work time. It was not Miller time that time. Rebound coming, and now St. Clair thought that was a shot clock violation. Now it gets overturned for the violation. Given in this time by Stewart. One up top, Price. Price shimmies his way in. Harmon wide open by a mile. Deere can't drop it. And the rebound by Nedeljkov on the speed. Joseph contested, gets it. Joseph has struggled much of the night. 6 for 12 though with that bucket. Harmon on the cut. Count it. Contact to the head for the foul. See the move up on the play. Harmon taking the drive ahead. Tunde Shawami gone for the personal. His first of the night. Team first. Harmon completes the N1. Off the pass, stolen away. Price takes it up, gets it in. St. Clair smothering Lambton, forces another steal with a press. Williams out to Deere, stolen away. Akira there for the steal that time. Joseph, pass to space. Whistle call to travel. Today, Shawamni. James Grant wanting a timeout aggressively. And St. Clair now with a 13-point lead. It's their largest of the night. What a turn of momentum in this one. A little back and forth pendulum swing game in this first half to what this game has progressed to in the second half. Look over at the huddle for St. Clair as we take a look at the St. Clair Saints upcoming webcast. Niagara Knights are the next team to head to town for basketball. That'll be November the 5th, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Women first, men at second next. Volleyball action begins for its home slate on November the 6th against Conestoga. Men start at 1 p.m., the women at 3 p.m. And then a men-only game day for Canadore. They'll be in town November the 12th, a quick game day, 2 p.m. Can show that on WeDigital.ca. It's cell phone time at the Sportsplex. Everybody with their cell phones talk to their friends and family to tell them about this score line. St. Clair holding on to a 13-point advantage. 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Price. Shameen Wright loses the ball. Harmon again keeps it alive, but this time can't keep it on the right end. On the other end, rejected by Williams. Second chance drops. St. Clair trying to spread forward, trying to keep the defense off guard. Harmon weaving left and right, loses it. Akira battling with the ball, and a foul called. A lot of calls for the whistle there. And Akira called for his 5th. He is done for the night. Hero, 8 points on the evening. See Akira coming out right there. Be replaced by Jerry Wilson. Wilson, the 5th double-digit score for tonight for Lambton. 2 personals so far by the Lions in this fourth, none by St. Clair. 11 on the shot clock for Deere. Mid-range, gets it. .13 lead, 6:32 to go in the fourth quarter. St. Clair looking for their first victory of the year. Wilson, down low, opportunity, Shawamni. Back out to Wilson, 3, got it. Quickly having to get back on defense. Trying to set up the charge, that was Wilson inside. Look at the play. Caught off guard. Williams. In our news, the women's team is trying on Tukes. Meanwhile on the court, was an offensive foul on the play. Side Deere with 4. Back at the other end, out of bounds. Off of Nadyalkov. Going out, Stewart. Coming in, Hall. Hall at the guard spot with Price. Trying to pass it to Petty. Bounced around, still able to drive it in. Give it off to Harmon. Through the traffic. Takes advantage. St. Clair has kept it in double digits, this advantage, for much of this second half. On the cut. The pass to Wilson. He can't keep it in bounds. He steps out of the corner. Another Lambton turnover. Price. Gives it off to Petty. Giving to Harmon. Harmon over top his man. Can't hit the three, and a reach up the court by Petty for his second. So reach on the wrist that time. Unsporting foul is the call for the second personal, team second. Because it's a sporting unsportsman call. Joseph selected to go for the free throw. Brent Segan not happy. Jordy Joseph makes the first technical. Two for two. Now has a team high 19. Joseph inbounding from the far side. Gives it off to Miller. Screen set, trying to open up Joseph. Give it off instead to Wilson. Wilson moves left. Three on the shot clock. Wilson, double team, drops it. Lambton trying to rush back on defense. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Contested. Price. Yes, he's got it. Shaq Price, 29 points tonight. Miller, pick and a roll. Miller taking a three back. Can't get it. Price rips it down. Foul behind the play. Petty down. The whistle's starting to fly. Officials discussing that call. Barbatunde Shawami gone for his second personal, team third. $96-85, 4:33 to go in quarter four. Petty giving back to Price. Outside Harmon, back to Price. Again for three, front of the rim. On the putback, blocked away, Barbatunde Shawami. Lambton running out of time. Joseph, high screen, moves left. Tries to get around Price, gives it off. Off the shimmy shake. No good on the air ball. Petty trying to take it to the other end. Can't get it to fall. Picked up this time by Wilson. Wilson avoids the reach from Petty. Chucks it up. Swishes it in from three. First time in a while the lead down to single digits. Petty off to Hall. Calling for some motion. Wants some help. Coming up to help. Ijulu. Hall. Baseline. Blind pass. Petty. Can't get it to fall. Tapped out for the rebound. Ijulu. Price now trying to wind down the clock. 7 on the shot clock. High screen set up again. Price keeps it. Draws contact. Shaq Price got it. And a look at this one. It did not look like it would fall for a moment. It does, however, to put him to 31 points in his debut. A timeout called St. Clair. Score update from out of town. Fanshawe now up massive, 72-58. 30 minutes to go in that matchup. Again, that's part of OCAA men's basketball, and it's opening week 2022-23 season after last season's compressed calendar. Both teams discussing things in the midst of this timeout sequence. St. Clair looking to try and pick up the victory after the women's loss earlier. Look at the Price three from moments ago. It's been all Price, all right, much of the night. 98-88 the score. Final minutes of the fourth quarter. 2 timeouts remain for St. Clair, 1 for Lambton. 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go in regulation. Foul sequence. Team set up for the free throw for Price with the and 1. Completed this time, 11 points to lead. Taken forward. Oh, and a travel called. Wilson jumps up, jumps back down in the midst of the traffic. Hall lined up with Price, joined by Harmon, Williams. Up 5, Ejulu for St. Clair. Hall working the top, drops a man, drops a layup. At the other end, no call. Here comes St. Clair. Price voids the baseline pressure. Out to Williams with a man deep in his face. Can't get it. Trying to cut ahead. Miller. Is this the time he can strike? He hasn't tapped out. 13 points, the advantage now for St. Clair. Miller for the inbound, 16 on the shot clock. And given right to Price. Price nearly loses the ball, picks it back up. St. Clair slowing down the tempo. 12 on the shot clock. Ejulu sets up top. Price wide open on the switch. Can't get it. Opportunity, Shawani, not time on the rebound. Miller nearly swatted away by Hall. Under 2 minutes to go. Akendi gives it off to Joseph for the layup. Gets it. Williams smiling up the floor. Slows down the tempo again. Harmon works on the pick and fade. Price back down to Harmon. Harmon trying to shimmy. Missing, no good. Shot clock going off. Miller taking it around and back around to the corner. For the 3, yes. Wilson. Down to the final 70 seconds. 101-93 St. Clair. Williams off to Price. Back to Williams. 8 on the shot clock. Williams draining it slowly. Now passes it out. Hall, dagger, off. Second chance, drops. Harmon. Lambton still with a small chance. Have to get the quick shot. Wilson going for the hook off the front of the rim. Doesn't fall. And a whistle called with 31.5 seconds to go. Fans starting to empty out. Going credited to Grant. 31.5 seconds. Kendi giving to Miller. Stripped away. That may just about do it. Penny now dribbling it on down, given back around to Hall. Wilson does not want this game to end. 2-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Hall with the screen knocks Williamson on down. Shot clock violation taken. We're down to the final second. St. Clair and its fans getting up to their feet. The St. Clair Saints start off the year 1-0. They win 103-93 the final. Shaq Price picks up 32 points in his St. Clair debut. 20 points for Josiah Deere on the double-double. And Ijulu picking up a double-double in his own right. Dominic Papa standing by for post-game coverage. Stand by. You're watching We Digital from the St. Clair Sportsplex.
What can milk do? Well, what can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Monts on time.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Welcome back to St. Clair College Sportsplex, the site of OCAA men's basketball action here on We Digital Productions. A successful debut for the men's basketball team. They knock off a very stingy Lambton Lions squad, 103-93. It was also our first look at player transfer, Shaquille Price. And boy, oh boy, he didn't disappoint, folks. 32 points in his Saints debut. Shaquille's our player of the game and joining us here on the post-game report. First of all, congratulations,
Appreciate
Shaquille.
Thank you.
Shaq. Oh, Shaq. Okay, Shaq. Okay, I just want to be respectful,
You're good.
But Shaq's good for me. I like it, actually. The move to come to St. Clair, you came because you probably just thought maybe you're going to be able to excel a little more. Is tonight an indication of why you came here, and was it what you expected?
100%. I have a lot. My coaches and teammates have a lot of faith in me, and they trust me a lot, and I appreciate that. And today was an indication of that.
Yeah, no question about it. Talk to me about getting acclimated with the whole college scene. Your teammates. This is a really nice team to come back to,
sure.
or to hook up with.
Yeah.
Really good nucleus returning. Expectations obviously very high.
Yeah.
But I think as a player you want that.
For sure. Darnell, Miles, and Josiah, we all won a provincial championship together at Pine Ridge, so it was an easy acclimation. I knew a lot of the guys. I was here all summer, so I got a lot of work. Me and my coaches, we spoke a lot, and we spoke what they wanted and expected of me, and today was an indication of that, and we just got it done. We want to get better each and every day. We don't want to give up 93 points. We got to play better defense, but we'll work on that for the rest of the week.
Yeah, but if you're scoring 103,
right.
Who cares, right? But so there's that Pickering pipeline, so to speak, going here right now.
For sure.
With yourself and your teammates that you mentioned. Well, talk to me about the game tonight. You mentioned the 93 against, but you know what? I enjoyed this game. I was telling a couple of the coaches and people, I said, man, this is a great game to watch. Maybe from a coaching standpoint, they're maybe pulling their hair out a little bit here.
We had great ball movement. We had a lot of trust. We shared it. We had a bunch of guys in double figures. We had a lot of assists. I think we were at 20 maybe. We won. Like I said, we want to keep them to 93. We got to play better defense. But I think other than that, we were good. We'll watch the film. We'll listen to coach, and we'll get better from there.
I know it's only game one, Shaq. There's still a lot to work on. Still a lot to learn about each other, I'm guessing. But what do you think will make this team excel as the season goes on and we get deeper? I mean, let's face it, other teams are going to improve. They're going to, bring their game up to another level. Where is this team going to go, and how are they going to accomplish that as this goes on?
I think we have a lot of great players, and with great players, it comes ego. So if we could take our ego and throw that away and listen to each other, take advice from each other, take criticism, and understand we're just want the best for everyone, I think that will lead us to the championship and get where we want to go.
There you go, player of the game, Shaquille Price, Shaq Price.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'll get used to it, I promise you. But I think we're going to be chatting quite a bit if we keep playing like
Have
that.
a great night.
Great stuff. Shaq Price, our player of the game. His team victorious here tonight, 103-93 against Lambton. Now, before I let you go, I do want to remind you of one event. This is a huge event, folks. If you're following Saints Athletics, again, you've been following the football team. They won the OFC championship last weekend. They're looking to get a berth into the Canadian Bowl in a couple of weeks. They're going to be tested severely. The Okanagan Sun coming in from British Columbia to take on the St Clair Saints. Of course, we Digital very proud to be the broadcaster for this game. Our broadcast time will start at about 6:45 with the pregame. This will be a pay-per-view event as put together by the CJFL. Well worth the money, though, folks. This is going to be an outstanding football game at Acumen Stadium. We encourage everybody, though, to come to the stadium. This is going to be an electric night, and this will be one that's going to be put into the book, the Classics book, that's for sure. And certainly we'll be part of it here at We Digital Productions. So it's been a good night of basketball. Good to be back into the Sportsplex. And on behalf of everybody here at We Digital Productions, I want to say good night. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you again, hopefully, on Saturday night. Take care, everybody.